Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited that I'm here with American Discourse News. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here. Hey, guys.
So, for anybody who missed, not too long ago, we did a collaboration as well on her channel. So, if you want to check that out, I'll have her channel tagged in the description. So, I urge you to go check that out and subscribe to her channel as well. But today, we're going to be talking about the Erika Kirk texts that have gone viral. So, I don't even know at this point, how long ago was that the
10
initial, like,
days?
yeah, it was like a little over a week ago that Candace had posted about an individual named Jill, who at the time was 15 and had some very concerning text messages going on between her and, at the time, Erika Frantzve, who was, 25 years old or maybe a little bit older. I'm not even sure, but clearly not the, age range of the girl she was messaging, and they were very suspicious messages within these tweets between the 2 of them. We'll touch on some of that, but the reason that we're doing this video today is because Jesse on Fire this morning came out with another video in regards to these tweets, and it's showing a TikTok. The account is called Lisa Knows 429, so if you wanted to go to her page, you could try to find it. We'll have it to show a bit of it as well, but she had posted 2 days ago about how she had been really digging into this, X account, this girl Jill, and looking into these texts, and that all of a sudden now there were additional tweets that were in the feed that weren't there before. So these tweets show Erica in a different light. It indicates that maybe there was not as much suspicious activity going on as it seems was initially. However, after looking at it, I started digging around online. I asked Grok and some other people as well if you had the ability to privatize individual tweets while the other tweets on your feed were public so that people could see. And from everything I can find, we've been looking for hours now. I have not been able to find that it's possible to privatize individual tweets and not just everything as a whole. I will say it did specify if you had like an like you tagged someone, that those ones may still show as public if you choose to privatize your feed. But for the most part, everything we've seen is like a combination of either with a tag or without. And so it wouldn't make any sense that the new ones that are on there could have ever been hidden. I don't know how it's possible. So before we jump into showing you all of this, I just wanted to put it out there. If there's anybody watching this that has any idea as to how someone could privatize individual tweets, um, especially old ones, and then show them again on the public feed, if that's possible, or if it's possible through some sort of backdoor techie type thing that I'm unaware of. I have not been able to find out, but if you know, I would love to hear, what you have to say about it, because I find it really interesting. Also, in addition to that, I decided to go back onto Jill's uh, Twitter feed, X feed, if you will, and now I can't even get past May 21st of 2014, and all of these initial ones that were spoken of between Candace and everyone else go back to when, like 2013?
Yeah, it was 2013, and now they're just showing 2014.
Yeah, and I don't know if you tried to scroll to the bottom of it, but I've tried on my phone, I've tried on my computer, and I can't get beyond one. There's a tag or something of like J-Lo and somebody else, and I can't get past that, which I
It
find
looks
really interesting.
and it looks really tailored. Like, if you look at her, and you're gonna probably share your screen and show everybody, but it doesn't look like what we're about to show you with the or NissCee's Instagram posts, like, or tweets.
Yeah,
It's not gonna add up.
it doesn't. It's weird to me. So, I think the first one we were gonna do, we just wanted to recap kind of like the initial video that was, posted by NissCee. She had originally posted these tweets. She had gone back quite a ways. She has a very thorough video. I would urge you to watch it if you wanna see it in its entirety, but we'll pull it up and watch the bits that we think are relevant right now, just to give you, like, an overall view of what took place 10 days ago that you may have missed, that we're gonna touch on, additional information on today. So,
All right.
The other teens in the early 2010s was an avid user of Twitter and tweeted damn near everything that she did. Not gonna lie, she was doing a bit too much, but for the sake of this video, it helped me a lot. I went through her Twitter and pieced together her interactions with Erika, and I was alarmed at how much interest Erika showed this child. As I mentioned in the intro, on September 30th, 2013, Erika posted this picture posing with pizza, and just over a week later, on October 9th, 2013, Jillian tweets, quote, next to Miss Arizona at Bar Louie. Jillian then tweeted this, at Erika Frantzve, at Cheyenne Chand. Aw, you're so sweet. Cheyenne is Jillian's friend. I believe they were classmates at the time, so they're the same age, just in case you're wondering. Now, 2 days later, Jillian tweeted, at Erika Frantzve, dying because you're so pretty. Someone, presumably Erika, replied, but then deleted the tweet, and Jillian replied, at Erika Frantzve, we miss you too. On October 26, 2013, Jillian tweeted, at Erika Frantzve, how you enjoying the Michigan weather? Erika replied, however, the reply is not visible because the account is now private. And Jillian replied, at Erika Frantzve, ah, lucky you. Enjoy it while. On November 7th, 2013, Erika tweeted something that I can't see because her account is private, but Jillian replied saying, at Erika Frantzve, I fell in love with the world in you. She also tweeted, don't care if it's Wednesday or not. She'll always be my woman crush. Can I be you at Erika Frantzve? At the time, was Jillian being a bit obsessive? Yup. I would say so, but he was 15 years old. Teenagers can be like this, okay? Going through Jillian's social media, she seemed to be very impressionable, immature, and vulnerable at the time. And this grown woman, meaning Erika, should have set clear boundaries with her, but she didn't. As a matter of fact, she crossed boundaries with her quite a few times, which you will see later in the video. On November 18th, 2013, Jillian tweeted,
and I just want to point out, clearly we can see she's scrolling through this feed well beyond May of 2014. So she was obviously able to just recently. And now we can't get there, but also I bring that up just to point out that if you do not have the ability to privatize individual tweets, then she should have absolutely seen the posts. And actually, speaking of, this morning during the Jesse on Fire video, because I know for sure he follows NissCee.Social. He always praises her great journalism work. And he even was like, how would she have missed this? And then he pointed out as well, he found it surprising that the posts that were now popping up only had like 1 like on them. However, I will say, after looking through a lot of her feed, I don't see a lot of likes on a ton of her stuff anyway. So I don't know how many she had. Actually, now that I'm bringing it up, I'm kind of curious to watch this a little bit closer to see if there's more on the ones she's showing on her feed, just in case somebody really was in there deleting a ton of stuff or creating a whole separate feed for some reason. And now maybe there's less likes than there were before. I would be curious to see if that's the case, but
yeah, and I skipped ahead here because I think she does quite a bit of analysis there. But right
yeah.
here, this was one of the bigger ones that people were
Yep.
saying, "Thank you, Erika Frantzve, for making my whole week." And assumingly, Erika sent this to her, so it was saying, "I want to be inside your
Also,
lady garden."
just prior to that, I think it was like the post before that, Jill had posted something along the lines of, I wish I had a woman crush Wednesday or something like that. And then she had gotten this and said, thank you so much to Erika, presumably who had sent her that really uncomfortable image you just showed, because I don't know.
There's
I
several in here.
can't fathom what else you'd be indicating in that. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, there's so many. Like in here, she's about to show that
Oh,
she's
yeah, she
getting
sent
stuff
her a
in the
Valentine's.
mail. Yes,
Mhm.
and I can kind of skip ahead just a tiny bit, and
Yeah.
you can see
So
the date on
Erika
there.
sent her a Valentine's and chocolate-covered strawberries. Just it's weird, you guys. It's definitely weird.
Yeah, and that was from April 5th, 2014. So
Can't see that anymore. That's gone.
that's gone. So, like, this is just a general overview, but we're not able to see that stuff that is on Twitter anymore. So you kind of can see this, and I think we'll show
Right.
that later in the video.
Yeah, and again, like I said, if you wanted to watch all of it, by all means, go to NissCee.Social. You can see her information here, and I'll try and tag her or put it in the description as well. But you can see all of these very clearly, and she is the one who screen captured all of this. So the fact that it's gone now after this has kind of taken off, highly suspicious, if you ask me.
Yeah, me too. Who sent I'm just gonna say, who sends a 15-year-old that you do not know chocolates?
I
Why are
want to
you
clarify something too, because just to give you, I am 41 years old. I'll be 42 this year. I work with a lot of younger people at my part-time job, and, like, some of them are, like, early 20s, just started being able to drink. My interactions with them, like, if I were to become friends with them on social media or something, I would be, like, so cautious of how I interacted with them, and they're over 21 years old. You know what I mean? Just
right?
because there's a 20-year age gap, that I would be like, I don't wanna weird them out. Like, if we're connecting because of work purposes, I would still be, like, weird and concerned that they would be weirded out if I interacted with them on social media, because there is such an age gap. So, and that's someone who's completely legal and totally fine to interact with. So, to me, I couldn't even fathom thinking it was okay to interact with any teenager like this.
Yeah, and when you're
I just
younger, you think it's cool. You're like, "Oh
Yeah,
my
as
gosh,
the
someone older
15-year-old,
than
it's
me."
super cool.
Yes,
She's like Miss Arizona. Are you kidding me? Stop
yes,
it. Like, you would be super stoked, and I get that. As a 15-year-old, you're naive, you don't know what you're doing. But as the 25-year-old, you sure as heck know what you're doing, and that's why this has blown up like it has.
and when you're 25, who wants to talk to a 15-year-old? Like, you do
Yeah,
not. You
that's
should be
weird.
out with
Like,
your friends. You should be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to go party with my friend if you like to party. I can't wait to go and, hang out and do something
right. You're
movies."
at
Like,
this very, like, specific point in
yes,
your life in your early 20s, mid-20s, where you're, like, ready to go live, like, a very different life than a 15-year-old is living.
exactly, which gives
Like, I could
her
see someone
mental
older being more inclined to wanting to have a conversation with a 15-year-old so that they could try and impose great values and, like, have an influence on a younger person as they're getting ready to get to this important part in their life. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, like a
that's how I
mentor.
feel with, like, my teenage son. Like, I wanna impose as much stuff I learned later in life on you now so you don't have to take forever to figure it out. But, like, that's how I would look at it. Certainly none of this stuff. But within all of this, there was talk of, like, getting her to a photographer, and there was some weirdness around wanting to get this 15-year-old in for a photo shoot, and that's brought up in this TikTok that we're gonna show you that recently came out as well. But
Here's
yeah, here
another
she is too,
one.
yeah.
Do you wanna
Go
look at
ahead,
this
read
one? Just
it. Yeah,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, this one's a good one to kinda Erika Frantzve, "You have the most stunning features." And so this is a text that she posted as a tweet. And then
Yeah, so Erica says, "You have the
yes,
most stunning features."
that's what she says, and then Jill says, "Best compliment ever," because once again, this just reinforces she thinks she's the shit. She thinks she's the
Mhm.
best. But then this is where it
Yeah.
gets creepy. "Your eyes, your lips, your skin, you're absolutely beautiful," from Erika Frantzve. And then she goes, "You're making me cry." Who you
Who
do
would
not
ever
I don't
say
even talk to
that?
my sister like this.
Like,
Why would you
I
talk
mean,
to somebody
if
like this?
I were literally trying to, like, I would think of this, if there was a dude that said that to me, I would be like, "He is flirting with me." You know what
Into
I
me,
mean? Like,
baby.
that's yeah, like, who says that without the intent of just, like, stoking that flame? You know what I mean? Like, that's what that is for. Let alone the fact that there are other, interactions where, she clearly says Erica's texting her or messaging her, and she says, "Just a sex," S-E-X instead of
Mhm.
S-E-C, and she goes, "Oh my god, not sex." And she's like, um, what does she say? "Not sex with you. I don't," or she goes, "Well, yes to sex, but not with you."
But not with you, yep.
And then she says, "I don't swing for the other team just yet." So very all of this is so bizarre to me. I don't know how you can
It
defend
is.
it. Honest to God, I don't know how you can.
You can't.
And even in addition to that, when we pull up this TikTok, the information that this girl uncovers, it doesn't take away from the reality of those other texts and tweets.
Oh,
Those are
found it.
still very real. There you go. Yeah. So you can see she says sex too, but not from you, LOL. And then the girl's like, "Oh my god," right? Because oh my god.
You're so funny.
And then she says, "I don't bat for the other team just yet." It's clearly like a but I could. You never know. You know, it's very weird. And
It's
if I
bait.
had ever texted that to someone, I would be very aware of the fact that I was opening this channel of possible flirtatious, possible romantic type direction. Like, that's so obvious to me. So this is all concerning. I don't care, even if you want to take these new found tweets as, gospel. It doesn't take away the fact that this is all inappropriate, and there's nothing you can tell me that would make them seem okay.
And right here, this is a text. So
Yeah,
you
these are
can
texts. So she
you can
even exchanged
yes.
numbers with a
This
15-year-old
is a
girl.
text message that she tweeted. So that's fine. You can delete it, but the text lives on.
Yeah. Yeah, these are text messages. But again, like we had said, just to clarify again, if you missed it in the beginning, once we get to these new tweets that supposedly have been unearthed, I still really want to know the technical side of how that's possible, okay? Because again, I've clarified with another person that is much more tech savvy than me. They clearly stated that you cannot privatize individual messages or tweets. And so I do not know, because I looked this up. I looked it up on Grok. It specifically stated there's a setting within Twitter or X where you can go to change the entire profile to private, or the entire profile can be public, but that you cannot go in and individually say, I want this one to be private and this one to be public. So if we were all already seeing these messages from 2013 and then new ones now have popped up in between, how the hell is that possible? Somebody please tell me how it's possible. And if it isn't possible for just any Joe Schmo to do it, any of you tech savvy people out there, would there be some sort of way you could manipulate it from an internal point of view? Like if you had an in with someone at X and you had the ability to manipulate a feed, could you possibly do that? Do you think there would be a way to do it? That's what I want to know. But if you want, we can go ahead and pull up that TikTok. Okay.
When she was 25, things just got insanely interesting, and I just got when all of the above.
Can you blow up your screen?
Did not exist. I went immediately to the 2014 Jillian account, and I immediately started noticing tons of tweets that were previously not there and were not available to the public. So what I believe happened is that Jillian regained access to this old account, and for whatever reason, she flipped everything on. So tweets that had previously been privatized, she has now made them public. So we have so much more to go through than what we previously were able to see. And the good news is it helps Erika Kirk. It does not help Candace Owens. In fact, it proves that Candace Owens lied. How do we know that these tweets were privated and are now being made public? So how I know this is because this right here is the infamous autocorrect Erika tweet that everybody was dissecting and freaking out about. The photo shoot comment is literally right above it. Every single person that was examining this account to destroy Erika Kirk, there's no way that they would have missed this. And then right above that is the photographer with his name linked to his Twitter account. Again, there's no way that people would have seen this and not seen all of that, myself included. When I was going through these accounts, these were not here previously. One of the things that I immediately noticed was that Candace on her show stated that Jillian had said that the photographer's name started with an R, but she couldn't remember his name. His name was Joe Alisa. Does not start with an R. She also stated that Jillian said that he was short, chubby, and unattractive. This is what Joe looks like. This is a screenshot.
Pause it here.
Joe, the photographer's.
This cracks me up because she's trying to say that it's proof that this photographer is not some short fat guy because of his profile picture. And it's like, well, he's a photographer, so he's trying to show his work. And numerous people in the comments on her video state they were able to verify that the gentleman in the profile picture is a model. They have his name and everything. Clearly, he's showing his work in the profile picture. I actually tried really hard to find an image of this guy, and I went to his website. Went to LinkedIn. I could not find a profile picture of the actual photographer, Joe.
So, and on that note, if you think about what her messaging is, she's like, she said his name started with an R and not a J. It's like, she also clearly said she couldn't quite remember. So you can hear her trying to like spin this.
It's not a gotcha. I mean,
yeah, it's exactly. She's trying to spin this narrative that like Candace sucks. You know, she's totally wrong. And like, if she's wrong or right, she's just taking information from the Jill Falcone that she's actually talked to. So
Right.
this lady's narrative is like extremely biased. I know
Yeah,
we
she's
already said
trying
that,
really
but
hard to be a gotcha, and it's just not, and that's fine. It's still information that's good because it's, obviously, like, for our purpose, it's shown us, like, this is still suspicious. There's still something weird going on because all those tweets that you're saying weren't there, there's no way, to my knowledge, that they couldn't have been there, and then they were all of a sudden. So
and now they're not there again.
now it's drawing attention to the weirdness of all of it. Right. Now the whole thing,
Yes,
and I'll
it's
show
like
you
they're
guys
also
the feed
missing
after.
again.
I'll share the X feed after, and like I said, I've attempted multiple times to refresh or to leave the app and go back in, and it's the same every time.
I think
I've
for this case where there's smoke, there's fire, because there's obviously something behind this. If we keep having
Mhm.
questions around the tweets, right? Like it
Right.
sounds like this Jill girl, she's been very forthcoming with Candace. I mean, from our knowledge, right? We don't know.
Yeah.
But who is Lisa Knows? Does she have any implications and any ties with TPUSA? Does she know Erika Kirk?
Right. I
Like
know.
these
This is
are
what I was thinking too
questions.
after the fact, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, all of
I-
this is very suspicious to me. And then, like I said, apparently I actually, if I'm going to go completely conspiracy theory, and if I'm like, well, TPUSA, if anyone's going to have connections to people who could possibly manipulate an X feed behind the scenes, where we wouldn't normally be able to, they're going to have some kind of connection, right? These people have tons of money, probably connections all over the place. But what I'm wondering is if they got to a point where they're like, that's not possible, and people are going to pick up on the fact that you can't do that. I bet someone will come up with that. We should just delete everything then, because you can delete. You could
right.
delete and leave, get rid of everything prior to a certain date. I don't know how much this girl, had before all of this. She seemed, I mean, when I'm scrolling through, it's like there's quite a bit for just even 1 month. I think it
Mhm.
would be a lot of work, but they certainly have people at their fingertips that could definitely help probably wipe out, the tweets prior to when everything was happening, like
Yeah, and with how I think people on the internet operate, I'm sure what will come out is a long screen recording video of this girl's profile. Like a screen recording, like this is what we could see then. So
right.
let's just predict something's going to come out that's not going to look that great on this Lisa Knows one way or another, because she's making big
I
assumptions
know.
that people purposely
Yeah.
did something.
I
All right.
definitely try not to do that. I try not to make assumptions. I try
Yes.
not to point fingers unless I know without a doubt. And, all of this doesn't add up to me, but
Me either. Let's let her finish, I guess.
X account as I took it last night. This is the picture that he has posted. Again, could this be somebody else's photo that he's using? Sure, but that'd be kind of weird. As a photographer,
not really.
note yourself. So, but not only that, I immediately noticed that he is reposting posts that have to do with Jesus and a quote from John MacArthur.
So
Seems
he
like
must
the
be
guy is
good.
a Christian. He also follows a lot of conservative accounts. And right there, he has his website linked. So I went to it. And I'm expecting, Candace made it sound like these people were trafficking young girls. They're going to.
Because they're going to post it right on his
Okay.
wait.
Wait a second. Is that the
Hey
same
guys,
guy though?
I got a deal for you.
Is that the same guy on the top left that is his profile
know.
photo? Like, are you kidding me,
Sure
lady?
looks like him.
Well, and
It's
the
just
other
funny too, because let's be real. Like, if people are creating child traffic jams, using businesses as cover-ups, they sure as heck aren't just posting it right on their website. That would be asking for a knock at your door, wouldn't you say?
well, and these people are still relatively young. So,
Right. And for all we know, there could have been a totally separate photo shoot that they were talking about.
yeah.
Who says it was this guy? It could have been totally separate.
Well, I'm thinking about this like this. If your front cover looks like this, and let's say you're an aspiring model, these people are young. This person looks legit then. Okay, my family would maybe question it. I mean, my mom wouldn't let me go, but let's just say we're regular people.
Yeah.
They would be like, "Oh, this is a regular guy. Like his stuff looks completely clean."
Yeah.
That's what they want you to
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like, "Hey, guess what?" It's look at Wayfair when they had their cool postings. They still were posting, wardrobes for
Right.
$23,000 and not, you know?
Yes.
Because that's
So
kinda how this works.
this, I mean, to me, this proves
Hidden in
literally
plain
nothing.
sight. Yeah, nothing.
Proves nothing. Okay, I'll keep going. Sorry, I just had to stop there. I was like, that looks like the guy. Like,
To be, this is going to be some salacious modeling, scantily clad young girls. The guy does professional headshots and lifestyle photography. very clean. Everybody's covered. Nothing inappropriate is being shown. So the day that Jillian announces the photo shoot being booked is March 6th of 2014. And then she gives her shout out to
Oh,
Jill.
pause it.
Okay. I also know.
In addition, if these posts just came out of nowhere and someone else happened to put them in, don't you think they would pick a legit photographer? Because that's the whole point, is to
Literally.
make it look like there was nothing going on. So they would just find a local awesome photographer and make sure that was the tagged at in the post, because they want it to be, you know, I'm sure this guy is great. Like, he has a legit website. It sounds like he's got good reviews. I went to his LinkedIn. I'm sure he's probably just a great photographer. But it doesn't mean anything if this was all manipulated by someone behind the scenes. They could just put in whatever they wanted for a photographer.
Yeah, and even that, it's like, even if the guy was legit, you can take legit photos and then also be a scumbag on the side.
Yeah, exactly. It
Like,
means
this doesn't prove anything to me. Actually, the Epstein files prove to me you can look exactly one way and be exactly another. So,
exactly.
I'm sorry, bro. This counts as nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
But also, what I think is interesting is she said, all because of one DM, I'm going to bed smiling, best mood ever. Is she talking about Erika Kirk there? Because she did just also.
That was in the original posts, I think. The original NissCee video, I believe. I think that was in there because I remember that.
Yeah, this doesn't prove anything to me, even if this is correct. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't, because there's still the questions about everything else that we already showed, and there's more that we didn't show. There's plenty to be like, this is suspicious, regardless.
Yeah, why is she
now
going
it's
to
all gone.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And there's more, but this is just too juicy.
I know.
It happened on March 6th. Jillian's mother surprises her with a nail appointment for them to go get their nails done. Seems to me like mommy knew that she had a photo shoot booked and wanted to take her daughter to get her nails done. On March 11th, we have Jillian.
That doesn't prove anything. I'm like, what are you kidding me? It could be anything. I'm going to go get my nails done for a photo shoot. You don't have to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That still proves nothing.
I know.
Getting a brand new dress to wear to this photo shoot. And on March 13th, we have her saying that she made a professional makeup appointment to get her makeup done. How many 15-year-olds do you know that don't have a driver's license, don't have a car, and are able to drive themselves to get their nails done, buy a new dress?
At 14, so you could have your own money and
you can get driven around by other people. You can literally
have friends that are over 15. You have a job or you have some money coming in. How much does it cost to get your makeup done? Back then, $45 maybe.
I have to say, too, this is doing nothing for the case. I'm going to read the Erika Kirk thing.
That's why I'm like,
these are new to me.
Can't hide and privatize tweets on top of it just makes it way more suspicious in my mind. Because if someone's doing that, it's someone who's not of the general public. So who's doing it? Unless I'm totally proven wrong, which by all means, prove me wrong. If you can manipulate tweets on your own, prove me wrong, because I don't want to be, I don't want to be spreading wrong stuff. But as far as I can tell, you can't, which means someone else is, and there's someone that has a lot more power than I certainly do, or any old Joe Schmo with a Twitter account, So what does that mean?
Well, another thing, if you look at this text, and we're going to assume it's from Erika Frantzve, I don't know, but that's the assumption. You deserve the opportunity. Everything happens for a reason. God puts people in your path to help you get to where you need to be. Embrace it. Proud of you. That, to me, is another one of those stroke the ego, like soften them, make sure they feel safe with you. She still talks like this to this day. So to me, this sounds exactly like when she does that thing where she uses Christian words to kind of manipulate how you feel about that person. And that's what she's doing right here, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. It's absolutely manipulation. People have been using religion forever to manipulate because people believe in it so much, that it's a very personal thing for most people. So yeah.
It makes them get their guard down. So this is still not proving
anything. It gives a false sense of like safety.
Yes, it's proving literally zero. Sorry, Lisa knows. I just
sorry, Lisa knows. We're not trying to crap on you.
No, I'm sorry, but
done. Also, how many 15-year-olds do you know that are going to be paying for all of that when Jillian doesn't have a job? Her mother absolutely knew about this photo shoot, which Candace claims that her mother did not know about it. Her mother absolutely knew about it and was actually paying for things to prepare for Jillian to go to this photo shoot. And exactly like stated, the next Friday on March 14th of 2014, we get this post from Jillian saying it's time, and she's in the exact dress that she had bought on the 11th. Now, I want you to notice something. She is completely covered from head to toe, by the way. This dress is the most modest, like appropriate attire for a 15-year-old. It literally.
Back then, it was not.
I was going to say, is it though? It's completely
No.
sheer. And when you saw the previous, it was like a short skirt with a little peplum type top to it. So it was like a mini skirt with a peplum top and completely sheer see-through on the chest.
I was alive in 2014 and I was around a similar age and I was a little bit older. That would be seen as a little revealing back then. Now, yes, clothing standards have changed 100%. But to me, when I'm looking at this, this back then was more of a provocative look.
This was like during it might have been after, but during that same time frame where like the bodycon dresses were popular. And those are, I'm sorry, if you think those are modest, I don't. They literally like are painted on your body. So.
And nothing she's saying actually proves that her mom knew about it. And I thought we were going to see a text where it was like, have good luck at your photo shoot. Right. Okay. Yeah. I would have been like, all right, then her mom
There
knew.
is, when we keep going, there is a message from Erika or something that is at the same time. But again, it doesn't mean as a definitive fact that that Erika was tweeting about this photo shoot at the same time that these texts were up. Mm-hmm. But again, if these tweets weren't there and they're there now and someone was just messing with the feed somehow, then they're going to make it line up. Like that's the whole point of it.
This is crazy. Okay. Sorry. I know I keep stopping, but like I wanted to react a little bit more live.
Really goes up to the neck. It's a high collar, long sleeved dress. Very appropriate for a 15-year-old. Now, Jillian gives us a play-by-play of this entire day. And when you open the tweet up, it will actually give you the exact date and timestamp. Now, X shows you the time zone of the viewer. Whoever is looking at it, it's going to be in your time zone, not the time zone of the poster. So I'm in Arizona. Jillian was in Michigan when she posted this. I am currently 2 hours behind Michigan.
I just noticed that.
It says 1:07 p.m. on March 14th of 2014. That would be 3:07 p.m. Michigan time. Then we have her thanking Joe, the photographer, at 2:45 p.m., which would be 4:45 p.m. Michigan time. Then at 2:56 p.m., which would be 4:56 p.m., we have Jillian making a comment about her mother's driving. Because yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Jillian's own mother drove her to the photo shoot because she was 15, did not have a license, did not have a car, and did not have any way to pay for any of this.
I cannot believe this because have you ever lied to your parents and went to the wrong place and they pick you up at a friend's house? Okay.
Yeah.
This is not
let alone what was I just going to say right before that? Oh, why Arizona? Why is she in Arizona? This girl, Lisa knows. Yes. Why is everything in Arizona or freaking Minnesota lately? Those are the only two states you hear of anything happening in.
And okay, so TPUSA is in Arizona, which is in the beginning of the thing. We're like, well, does she have any ties to our best buddy TPUSA? Like, this is not tracking for like someone who is not involved and just is outside perspective. It's giving insider. That's what it's giving. It may not be. That's my humble opinion.
And by the way, Nancy Guthrie went missing in Arizona, right?
Did she? I didn't follow her very closely.
Let me see really quick. I had to pull it up to see because I'm telling you, everything is freaking Arizona, and I'm pretty certain she went missing in Arizona. Like, why? It's like either everything, Tucson, Arizona.
There's so many ties to Arizona. You can't make it up.
I swear it's all I hear.
I feel like this was like a 3-minute video and I pause it every 20 seconds. I'm sorry. I will keep going.
It was 7 minutes. Her video is pretty long.
Okay.
Her mother not only funded it, but she took her. And Jillian gives off the vibe that she very much was excited about this, had a great experience. She literally says on March 16th, checking my email 5+ times a day to see if my proofs have come in. And about a full month and a half after getting her headshots taken, she is still interacting with Joe's page and his tweets. This guy said, "Who is this and why is his ratio amazing?" And she comments down here, "He's a photographer." But the thing that really showed me that Erika was absolutely in a mentorship relationship with this girl and was trying to point her down the right path and trying to get her to go in the right direction. A girl who previously was making all the wrong choices in her life. The day that she announces that the photo shoot has been booked, that same day, March 6th, 2014, she tweets this: "School is my main focus from here forward." She makes a dedication to
Case
her.
closed.
Makes school her priority now going
I'm so
forward,
mad right now.
because modeling is her dream. She wants to do this. Erika is helping her to get the headshot she needs to start building a portfolio. And she says, "I'm going to start making school my focus again." And with her mother's full knowledge and wallet to pay for it, Erika sets her up with a very clean, straightforward headshot, by all appearances, Christian conservative photographer. And she goes and takes photos that, by all accounts, look modest and very age appropriate for how she looks and the clothing that she was wearing. By all appearances, it is my opinion that Erika Kirk was absolutely trying to help this girl. Did Erika?
Okay, I'm like mad because do you know what she had to say? And this is why I actually think she just did herself a huge disservice. She said her life wasn't on the right track. So you know what Erika probably picked up on when she first met her? Her life wasn't on the right track.
Yeah.
You know who gets picked up by people
Yeah.
that do these
People whose
activities?
lives are not on the right
People's
track.
lives who are not on the right track. So your wording there suggests to me Erika may have even been aware that she was more of a vulnerable population, which we didn't talk about it, but it does make sense now why people have brought up the fact that she lived in a not so great area with high
Yeah.
trafficking results, because
Yeah.
people who do those activities
They're
have
aware.
a certain
They
filter
know
for
where
those
their
people.
hotbeds are.
Yes, they know the
And they know what to
hotbeds.
look for. They know what kind of personality traits to look for. They're smart.
Yes. So I
The
don't
ones
think
that are
that did.
successful are clearly smart. Bad people, but intelligent, because you need to be. You need to be able to manipulate people. You need to be able to say the right thing. You need to know what to look for in regards to who is vulnerable. That's what it's about.
That just made me mad. That
But
actually,
yeah,
they're like, oh,
I
she was already going down the wrong path. Who said that? Who actually said that? Is that a talking point?
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that they said and something else that I missed. Either way, I just think, like I had said, I at this point, knowing that this girl's in Arizona too, which I'm sorry, that's suspicious to me.
Not objective.
But it does make you question as well, like if we can verify without a doubt that it is not possible to hide and then unhide any tweets from the past, how did this happen? And how did this girl find out? And I do think that maybe we should do a little bit of a deep dive at some point into maybe other connections. I didn't look at this girl's TikTok otherwise. I have no idea. But it would be very interesting to find
Part
out
2.
if there's part 2 for sure.
Who does Lisa
And,
knows? No.
and for other people we had talked to, and we probably will, but we've talked about doing a collaborated video where we discuss all of the um, mistruths that have been provided by Erika Kirk specifically over the course of the last 6 months, because it's so easy to forget about them when they're all spoken about in different videos and over the course of multiple weeks. So we thought we might comprise a list of them. And to me, this is just now making it even more suspicious. I would love, again, if anybody can comment in the uh, chat below if you have any knowledge as to whether or not it is possible to do that with Twitter. I would be thrilled if anybody had any information on that. And yeah, I don't know. Was there anything else we were going to cover?
Yeah, I think that just touching like one more time, you can't find these tweets now that she's actually showing.
Oh, that's
Like,
right. Let me show it. Let me
yes,
share.
show them because
Let's see.
it's not adding up at this point. It's like
It's
debunked
not.
twice, 2 times debunked.
Yeah, because I have, and I'll go in and I will refresh this too so that you can see. But here is this girl's post, okay, or her feed. I'm going to just refresh, see if it'll bring me back to the top of her feed. Okay. So we're at the top, okay? And it ends here because this is an old account. It ends in September of 2014. And I'm going to scroll fast because she did post a lot. And I had gone through these before, right after the Candace video had been posted. But when we keep going here, we're still in June. You know, there was a gap there towards the end, but we're in June now. Still in June. Still in June. She posted quite a bit. I also, just to clarify, did find out that Twitter will post up to 3,200 tweets, if you will, before they fall off of the feed, but they are not gone. They're just no longer showing in the feed. But I can assure you that what we're scrolling through here is not 3,200 posts, which doesn't explain as to why. Actually, speaking of, this is curious. I just realized. Let's keep going. We'll go to the bottom and then we'll go back to the top. But unless it happens to cooperate now and go past May 21st, but as far as I've been able to do, I could not get further than this here, and it just stops. I can no longer go any further than this here. That's it. But the curious part is it's showing here that she has 18,400 posts.
And if you
I
think about
surely
it,
did not just scroll through 18,400 posts.
well, yeah, and that girl, how did she come up with this stuff if we can't find it now? This was only 2
That's what
days
it was,
ago.
2 days ago. That's why I said it was weird. Yeah, because it was only 2 days ago. And all of those ones referenced from the Erika Kirk stuff were before the dates that we can get to on here.
They were there some
They were like 3 of 2013 or something, right? Or
somewhere
even
in
maybe,
2013,
I don't know,
and then very beginning of
2013
2014.
regardless.
Yeah,
Not
which we can't see at
2014.
all.
Yeah, we
So
can't even get to the beginning of 2014.
that also leads to just, it's like, what's going on Twitter in general? I'm we'll take this lady Lisa Knows aside. Why is Twitter acting this way? And then we, just to try and verify this even more, checked on the Wayback Machine to see if we could pull up her profile from this time period. It doesn't come up. Now, it doesn't come up for me either. So it tells
And I
me
will
that
say that site is weird. It's kind of archaic. You kind of need, like, you got to be able to talk to it just right. You know, you got to kind of like work it and get it to really like you and give it exactly what it wants. And it's very picky. So it could just be that. Maybe that's it. But we weren't able to pull it up and clearly get any other evidence of,
what
this
happened to these
Twitter
tweets.
feed. Yeah.
Yeah, because like on the way back, you may be able to see when something was edited on that page, but we can't even verify that because it won't pull up. Once again,
Yeah.
I can't pull it up for mine either, but just something
If
to
someone
point
knows
out.
how, comment, let us know how.
Please.
But yeah, we were not able to seem to access that. So I don't know, guys. This all rubbed me the wrong way. It seems highly suspicious. At first, I didn't think anything of it. Literally, at first, I was like, well, maybe we were wrong. I mean, not really, because I still don't agree with anything she was writing to this 15-year-old girl. But I immediately had the reaction that probably a lot of people did, where it's like, oh, well, I think it was just a misunderstanding. Firstly, I also want to state very clearly, why would this girl remove the only post interactions between Erika that made it seem like it was on the up and up? Why were the ones that were available prior to this the ones that made it look sketchy? Why would those not be the ones she removed? Would you not have removed the ones that looked suspicious and only kept the ones that looked like on the up and up? It would make no sense to remove the ones that made Erika look like she was trying to help her versus being sneaky. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why you would do that.
Until anything happened, she says clearly she never thought anything of it until someone literally contacted her and she's like, yeah, actually, now that I think of it, that is really weird.
As an adult? Yeah.
As an adult.
There are
So
plenty
why
of
would
things I did as a kid and was like, holy God, what was I thinking?
That's perfectly fine. It's like, that's fine. We're not criticizing that. I mean, I'm barely criticizing like it as a whole, but the problem is that when you think about how these networks work, it works just like this, unfortunately.
Right.
Not that we can accuse them, but in my opinion, they look above the board. How do you think they can function?
Yeah. And these people nowadays too, like when you talk about the things going on in Roblox or Discord that is impacting kids, they play the long game. They make friends with one person, and then from that person, they make friends with other people so that you're all, oh, I know them from this person. It's fine. And then they wait 1 year, 2 years before they decide to try and make their move. So these are not things that people do haphazardly. They have a long game. And just because people are saying things in a way that seems legit doesn't mean the intentions are good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about it, that's actually kind of what happened. Erika Kirk knew apparently this Cheyenne girl, but then somehow got Jillian's information and not the
Right.
Cheyenne.
See?
So
guess
it's like
Jillian's gonna feel really confident because she knows this Cheyenne girl. So, you know what I mean? Like,
right. And when you're young, you don't realize like this person isn't trying to help me. Why would they talk to me?
no, you're like excited about
yes, you're
yeah, you're in
susceptible.
the fantasy world. The reality hasn't hit you yet because you don't know any better.
I don't think reality hit me till I was like 25, like on how
No.
people actually operate. So
Mhm.
I think young people in general are very like just susceptible to
Their
this stuff.
brains they're
Yes.
not fully developed. They don't have the ability to analyze things in the same way because they just don't have that part of their capacity isn't developed yet. They don't
Right.
they just
Which is
can't.
why Erika Kirk's side of the story, when she was Erika Frantzve, doesn't make sense either because you're not doing that at 25. You don't
Right.
care about a 15-year-old. You care
Right.
about making yourself
Anything that's
better.
when you care least about them. That's what I
Yes.
was saying earlier. Like, I feel like you haven't gotten to the point where you're old enough to wanna have, like, a maternal sort of, like, "I just wanna help you have a great life," like, kind of thing. You're not there at 25, but you're definitely not at the let's hang out with them at 25 either.
No, you
You're
don't wanna
you're
talk
not
to
there.
them
At
really.
25, you wanna be around people your age, maybe slightly older, but that's, like, it, you
Yeah.
know?
And you would think they were weird if they were, like, way too old.
Yeah,
Because
you'd
I
be like, "Ew,
remember,
gross.
like,
He's just a kid." Like,
I'd
it'd
get
be
grossed
yeah.
out by
Yeah,
older
it'd be
people.
like, "Ew, they can't even do anything." Like, I don't wanna talk to them. They can't even drive, you know,
Right.
like yeah.
Yes, they're like, "What can they do? What's fun with them?" So it almost makes you feel like she was trained to be that way because your natural instinct is not that way.
Right. It's just not.
No.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't do it if it didn't benefit her. That's where I'm
Nope.
getting at. Like, why would you do this at that
Yeah.
age unless it benefited you?
And why is this Lisa Knows girl from Arizona?
It
I need to
Yeah,
know.
someone let us know in the comments. If we don't find it out, you'd better.
I need to dig. But I don't know. That's all I have.
Yeah, that was really fun,
Yeah,
though. Thank you so
it
much for
was.
having
Yeah.
me.
No, thank you. We'll do it again soon, guys. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comments. Again, if you don't follow American Discourse News, certainly go to her channel and subscribe. Hit the little notification thing too. Um, Given some of the topics we talk about, it sometimes can be uh, concerning as to whether or not you will see notifications or find our content in your streams if you're not getting the notifications sent to you. Also, if you are interested in diving into any of the Poopstein documents, utilizing Ian Carroll's web app that he just recently created, a lot of people are getting access. We did create a general overview of how to get started using it if it's something you're not necessarily comfortable with, and you can find that on her channel. And I did post a link to it on my post feed on YouTube, so you can find it there. But yeah,
Yay.
that's it. Thanks everyone for joining, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Let us know if you like this collaboration because there'll probably be a lot more coming up. So
Thank you.
peace.
Bye.
Bye.